So, what are we leaving behind in 2024? Whenever it's the end of the year, I'm always so excited to do that inner work and, learn what I needed to learn and look forward to the next year. But I think this is also an important question, which is, hey, what do we get to leave behind in this crazy ass year we just had? Let's put it behind us. All right. Well, I feel like the universe is fucking with me on this one because the card we pulled is Foresight. Sybil, who is a prophetess and an oracle. So I'm just going to say maybe the universe is telling us, hey, don't worry about looking backwards. Just look ahead. Just look forward to next year and maybe just stop even thinking about 2024. Okay, thanks. Like, I don't really want to end the reading here because I do think that there is maybe some questions about, okay, then how do we do that? What's the process we need to go through? Because I really am focused on doing the work to leave 2024 behind. But yes, this card is definitely saying, look ahead. But maybe this is also telling us that 2025 is going to be very different from 2024. And that is what we can look forward to, is having a very different year. So let's see what the other cards say. And I think maybe we'll get some more clarity on that one because there's a few different ways we could see it. But I don't think the universe is telling me to stop this reading. So, universe, what do we need to know about leaving something behind in 2024? What are we leaving behind? How do we need to do it? What is that about? Help us understand more because it's not clear. Okay. Oh, respect. And that's Anubis. Interesting. That is interesting. Okay. So respect is telling me to respect the year that you had, even though it was difficult. If 2024 was a rough year for you, then what I'm getting out of this card is just respect the journey, give yourself grace, and maybe have gratitude for what you learned. But I'm definitely getting just respect the journey that you've been on and respect yourself. That's also coming through, is respect yourself. And so maybe what you're leaving behind in 2024 is some ways in which you are not respecting yourself. And I think that, for the collective out there, I think you're going to know what that means. I think that you know the ways in which you were disrespecting your true self last year. And that could be in a lot of ways. That could be in your relationships, how you let people treat you. It could be in disrespecting your body in the sense of, the food you ate or the ways you were and weren't healthy. For some of us, it might even be, making ourselves be in careers or in life situations that just weren't for us. That's not honoring your true self and your best self, physically, emotionally, spiritually. But in some way last year, you were not giving yourself the respect that you deserve. And I think that what we're hearing is to leave that behind. And in 2025, to look forward to treating ourselves with more respect, including, if we need to, setting boundaries with people so that they're treating us with respect or not having access to us. But really strong message about respect. And I hope the next card tells us more about that, because I'd love to know what areas we can focus on for that. But we'll see what the cards have to tell us about leaving things behind in 2024 and moving into the year ahead. Okay, cards were chatty earlier. Stuff was jumping out. Okay, here we go. I was going to say, now we're slowing down. Mirror. Ooh, hello. Ooh. The reason I made that face is this is actually an intense card. It says fetch on the bottom, and a fetch is something that looks like you and is either not your best self or is imitating you, like a naughty spirit that's imitating you. That's what a fetch is. So this mirror card, I think this really goes back to honoring your best self, but taking a really long, hard look in the mirror and think about the ways in which you're not honoring your true self in the year that is past. And again, I am a very forward-looking person, with this Sybil card. I really, really am. So I think it's about just really giving yourself grace and forgiving yourself for doing that. But you've got to be brutally honest with yourself. You've got to take a hard look in the mirror and say, how is I not honoring my real self. When was I my own fetch, if that makes sense? My own naughty kind of spirit, and letting that take over my life instead of fundamentally being true to who I am. You need to look in the mirror and recognize that, and also understand, who are you, right? Where are you not in alignment with yourself? And then leave that in 2024 and make sure that as you move into 2025, you are making choices that honor you and your best spiritual self so that you can have an amazing year. Ooh, this is really good. So yeah, this is definitely doing that end of year self-reflection, not just reflection, but look in the mirror and do that hard inner work. Ooh. Basically, the universe is telling you, hey, girl, you know what you need to leave behind in 2024. You need to look in the mirror. The universe is saying, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you to look at yourself. Damn. That is a harsh message. Okay. And then this next card is Mischief, which is represented by the Puka card. Very, very funny. I love this deck. I'm having some good readings with this one. Okay. Mischief. There has been some mischief in your life. There have been some mischievous forces in your life working against you. And I think that maybe look around and identify what those mischievous forces are and let them go. Leave them behind. If there's somebody working against you, if they're not in your best interest, even if they're playful and fun about it, leave them behind in 2024. Because this is someone in your life that you know, and they are causing you mischief. They're not deeply harming you. This is a little different than some of the other stuff we talk about. This isn't deep harm, but it is holding you back. Holding you back from being your best self. And maybe you've allowed it. Maybe you've kind of known and you've allowed it, and maybe it was kind of fun in the moment, but whatever it is holding you back. And so take that hard look, see where you've allowed this, look inside, and then this one is also look around and see where that mischief is coming from. And don't bring that with you into 2025. Because I'm just really feeling like 2025 is all about being our best selves and just letting ourselves grow into our best selves spiritually and financially and in all these great ways. And if you are letting this BS in your life, hi Kitty, she agrees, you're not going to get it. This is your wake-up call. The universe is like, girl, look in that mirror and get rid of that behavior, wherever it's coming from. That is a very clear message. Ooh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't even get to shuffle. Chaos. Oh my gosh. This is so funny. I was literally just talking to somebody about this a little bit ago, about just chaos and how chaotic people don't always know their chaos. But yeah, it sounds like you've let some chaos in your life. Maybe you've been the chaotic person. Maybe there's a chaotic person in your inner circle. And sometimes we have to let those chaotic people go for our own best interest and also for theirs. Because if we're on this path, if we're on this journey of spiritual growth and they're this like chaotic essence, we're not on the same path. And they're trying to distract us from ours. And honestly, we're probably not the best friend for them either, because clearly we want different things. We're on this spiritual growth journey, right? And this chaos has no place in that journey. I know there's a place for chaos. That's not this card. So I'm not talking about chaos magic is bad. I don't believe that. I think there is a place for chaos. But in this reading, what we're hearing is there's a chaotic element in your life that is doing some mischief and is holding you back from your goals. And you need to look in the mirror and also look around and see what that is, so that you can have that foresight, so you can see more clearly going into next year. That's what I'm getting. And if you respect yourself, you will enforce these boundaries and get rid of this chaotic, mischievous element. This could not be more clear. You need to take this message seriously. This is very, very fucking clear. Don't allow disrespect.